The Queen died peacefully at Balmoral this afternoon. The King and the Queen Consort will remain at Balmoral this evening and will return to London tomorrow. The Queen has died. Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II has died at the age of 96, the longest reigning monarch in British history, just celebrating last June 70 years as Queen. Now the world will mourn and remember an incredible reign of Elizabeth II. She ascended to the throne on February 6th of 1952 and has been that symbol of stability as Britain negotiated the end of the empire, the dawn of the information age, the mass migration that transformed the country into a multicultural society.
In a long life marked by milestones, the Queen's 90th birthday was perhaps the most significant. A moment of splendor and deep affection, shared with her husband Philip, with the nation she had ruled from the age of 25, and with a joke about getting old.
How I will feel if people are still singing Happy Birthday in December remains to be seen.
In an ever-changing world, it seemed there was always one constant, and her name was Elizabeth.
My lords and members of the House of Commons.
Christened Elizabeth Alexandra Mary Windsor, a princess destined to be queen by a royal twist of fate. With the abdication of Edward VIII in 1936, Elizabeth's father, the Duke of York, took up the crown, and the world began to notice his 11-year-old daughter, suddenly heir to the throne. She was famously pictured during the Blitz, driving an ambulance, the royal family doing its wartime duty. By then, she was already in love with a Greek prince she met as a teenager. 50 years later, she said they were still in love.
He is someone who doesn't take easily to compliments, but he has quite simply been my strength and stay all these years.
Their first son, Charles, was still a toddler when life for the Windsors changed forever. With the death of her father, England and the Commonwealth had a new young monarch. She got to know Canada as Canadians got to know her. One of her last tributes, sending best wishes for the country's 150th birthday.
I have watched Canada develop into a remarkable nation. You have earned a reputation as a welcoming, respectful, and compassionate country.
Life for the Queen wasn't always pomp and ceremony. She faced her own horrible times. 1992, the year Prince Charles and Diana separated, to be followed by much worse. A terrible car accident in Paris. The Princess of Wales mourned in an outpouring of grief and shock. The Queen steadfast. In spite of rumors, she and her daughter-in-law never got along. The monarchy endured, and the next 2 decades brought new honors and triumphs. A golden jubilee, followed by a diamond jubilee, and the moment when she became the oldest sitting monarch in British history.
Inevitably, a long life can pass by many milestones. My own is no exception.
There to witness the marriage of her grandson William to Kate Middleton, a future king as she was once a future queen.
Ah, there you are.
Driven into lockdown by the COVID pandemic like much of the world, yet finding new high-tech ways to carry out her royal duties. Suffering through Prince Harry's traumatic and acrimonious break from the royal family, forcing him to choose between duty and his new life in America. And saying goodbye to her beloved Philip after more than 7 decades of marriage. Partners in life, partners in service to the British crown. And it was alone that she celebrated her Platinum Jubilee, an achievement counted in years and the boundless affection of the British people. refusing to give in to issues of health and aging, appearing on the balcony of Buckingham Palace 3 times. A life of duty and show accepted as both a privilege and a burden.
I declare before you all that my whole life, whether it be long or short, shall be devoted to your service and to the service of our great imperial family to which we all belong.
A promise made and a promise kept to the end of her reign. Elizabeth II, Queen. Paul Workman, CTV.
The King and Queen consort. So this is the moment when we say in history, the Queen is dead, long live the King. And the moment that we heard this news behind me at Buckingham Palace, the flag was lowered to half-staff. And I can tell you that millions of people across this country and around the world will be hearing this news and will be frankly devastated. The Queen, at 96, 70 years as Queen, 70 years of service.
Through joy, through loss, through both celebration and struggle, she was a symbol of stability in a constantly shifting world. Queen Elizabeth, Britain's 63rd monarch.